Hello, hello, hi, geekpreneur. What is going on? Welcome. Happy Tuesday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi, and I am somebody who used to work 14, 16-hour days in an office 6 days a week, often 7 days a week, to when my pancreas decided to quit on me and leave me unemployable without anything to fall back on. Who knew? Who knew? So now I help folks who have a job to start a side gig online and grow it using social media. Why not? Why not? Right? So if that resonates with you, drop the word me in the comments and I get back with you after this live. What's up? I actually do not take co hosts. Anybody joining in? Sorry, my man. So, welcome. If you're joining me live, let me know what platform you're on. I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. What up? Oh, you know what? I think finally Instagram is working. So, got an interesting story for you tonight. Um, do you guys remember a guy that got really famous for his steak, dramatic steak cut with his pinch of salt? Remember that guy? His name was Salt Bay. So whatever happened to that guy? You ever think about what happened to that guy? So his rise started back in 2017 when one clip of him just went viral of his dramatic cut of a steak and then his flaring with a pinch of salt that rolled off his palm and into his forearm and onto the steak. His name again was Salt Bay, and that clip went nuts, right? Viral. And he was selling at one point steaks for $2,000 a steak. I mean, he went nuts. People were paying thousands of dollars just to go see him eat that steak and take a picture with him. Well, whatever happened to that guy? Well, what happened to that guy, it's sad because, one day you could be so on top of the world, and another day you could be denied access to a backstage party at the World Cup. How do you go from there to there? Well, I'll tell you what. The story goes on saying that he got accused of pocketing his employees' tips. He got accused of pocketing his employees' tips. Now, before I go on, I want to pause right there. This is a guy who was charging $2,000 for a steak. And yet he's pocketing his employees' tips. Well, eventually what happened was nobody wanted to go there anymore, right? This whole flare and this dark glasses, if you would, nobody wanted to see him anymore. They said the show is great and all, but the steak is all right. It's just not all that special. And eventually, just kind of nobody wanted to see him or take a picture with him. In fact, the last straw was when he got in, like he jumped into the the players area, if you would, at the World Cup and started to take a picture with all the players. Even Messi was like, "What the heck, dude?" you know, and He even got denied, tried to go into the back to the party of the World Cup without an invitation. He actually was escorted out. That's very awesome, Doctor. I'm not even gonna. Nice. You guys on TikTok, I got to be careful with your some of the names. You know. Uh, so isn't that crazy that you can go from so much fame? You can go from zilch to so much fame overnight, and then boom, everything go away out the window within a year. This his rise and his fall really was about just about a year. And what happened was, it shows you that you can be famous, you can become rich, but if you forget the people who helped you, in fact, if you steal from the people who help you get there and maintain your status, that's not a good formula for success. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to follow that, right? When you get to the top and the people who got you there and who help you maintain that position, because you can get to the top by a certain people can help you there, all that stuff. But when you get to the top, you got to maintain that too. So you may have more people there, right? So it's one thing not to appreciate them. It's another thing to steal from them. And then when he was, get this, when he was confronted, he fired everybody abruptly. He fired all his employees without a conversation. Who wants to be a part of that? Who wants to be a part of that team, right? Apparently nobody, because he is over, right? So a thought for encouragement is that, hey, listen, there's going to be people that are going to be there for you, and there are going to be people who are going to stay there for you. Not only you don't want to disappoint and hurt them, but you certainly don't want to steal from them, right? Because it'll come back to you. Nobody wants to support that, knowing the fact that, hey, you kicked everybody down while you're climbing up. You just kicked everybody down, all the folks that are part of your team. So keep that in mind, because a lot of us are building teams online and growing it. And, it's important to pay attention to the people who are part of your team. You don't want to steal from one to give to another. Now, stealing, it could play also in a form of favoritism, right? So you want to keep that in mind the next time you have people to be grateful for. What's going on? How are you? Good to see you. I'm actually about to wrap this up. I was actually thinking about you today. That's so strange. That's so weird. So with that, hopefully you guys got. I'm doing great, grateful, blessed, and highly favored. Was Thank you for the follow. I'll be sure to follow you back. Just kidding. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Oh, you heard that? Um, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, if you know somebody who needs to hear this, come on. Don't be stingy with my lives. Tag them to this. Spread the love. Let's go. And with that, I am Sean Azimi. And if you're not following me, by the way, you can follow me on all platforms. I'm live right now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I go with Side Gig Sean. I am Sean Azimi, and I am somebody who used to work 14, 16-hour days in an office, 6 days a week, often 7 days a week. Yeah, crazy. To where my pancreas decided to quit on me and leave me unemployable with nothing to fall back on. Kind of sucked. Kind of sucked. So now I help folks with a job to start a side gig online, use social media to grow it. If that resonates with you, drop the word me in the comments. And I got you. I'll get back with you after this live. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.